Andreas Seppi has reached the 9th ATP final of his career with a 7-6, 7-3, 6-4 win over Argentina's Schwarzman after 1 hour and 42 minutes in the semi-final of the Sydney International. 34 Italian veteran Andreas Seppi followed up his win against Stefanos Tsitsipas in the semi-final with another impressive straight-set win over Diego Schwartzman in their first head-to-head match. Seppi has qualified for his first final since the 2015 Gerry Weber Open in Halle. Seppi is bidding to win his first ATP title since the Kremlin Cup in October 2012, where he beat Brazil's Tomás Bellucci. Seppi had already reached the semi-finals in Sydney twice in his career in 2006 and 2013. In the 2006 edition of this tournament he won his first big match, beating then world number 4 player Lleyton Hewitt. He advanced to the second week in 4 of his past 6 appearances at the Australian Open. Schwartzman got an early break in the second game to take a 2-0 lead, before Seppi reeled off 4 consecutive games with 2 straight breaks in the third and fifth games to open up a 4-2 lead. Schwartzman broke back at love when Seppi was serving for the first set at 5-4. Seppi got 2 mini breaks to take a 4-0 lead en route to winning the tie-break 7-4. Seppi broke serve at 30 to open up a 5-2 lead. Schwartzman broke back at 15 in the 9th game to claw his way back to 4-5, when Seppi was serving for the match. Seppi sealed the win with a break on the 10th match point when Schwartzman hit a backhand into the net. Seppi won the 35th win against a top 20 player. Seppi will return in the top 30 if he wins the final against the winner of the other semi-final between Gilles Simon and Alex de Minaur. Seppi has won 3 titles in Eastbourne 2011, Belgrade and Moscow in 2012. "I always play my best tennis in Australia. I really enjoy playing here," said Seppi. Number 5 seed and 2018 Next Gen ATP Finals runner-up Alex de Minaur beat his childhood friend Jordan Thompson 7-6, 6-3 in just under 2 hours to reach the semi-final at the Sydney International. De Minaur earned an early break in the first game of the opening set, when he forced an error from Thompson, who broke straight back in the next game. De Minaur broke again in the third game, when Thompson sent his forehand long. Thompson did not convert a break-back chance in the 6th game. De Minaur dropped his serve at 15, as he was serving for the set at 5-4. After 2 holds of serve, the set came down to the tie-break. Thompson went up a 4-1 lead, but de Minaur reeled off 6 consecutive points to win the tie-break 7-4. Both players traded breaks at the start of the second set. De Minaur held serve at love in the 7th game, before breaking serve at 15 after Thompson made a backhand error. He served out the match in the 9th game after a backhand error from Thompson. "It's always really tough to play a mate and a guy that I have grown up with and seen as a big brother to me," said de Minaur in the post-match interview. This year's Pune semi-finalist Gilles Simon edged past John Millman 7-5, 3-6, 7-6, 7-3. Simon got the first break in the 5th game to take a 3-2 lead. Millman broke back in the 10th game, but Simon sealed the first set with a break in the 11th game. Millman got the only break of the second set in the 4th game to send the match to the 3rd set. Both players traded breaks in the 2nd and 3rd games of the decider. Frenchman broke back in the 12th game of the 3rd set before winning the tie-break 7-4. Philipp Kohlschreiber beat Fabio Fognini 6-3, 6-1 to reach the semi-final at the ASB Classic in Auckland. Kohlschreiber earned an early break in the 3rd game of the first set. Fognini, who beat another German player Peter Gojowczyk in the tie-break of the 3rd, did not manage to pull the break back and dropped his serve for the 2nd time at 5-3 to lose the first set. Kohlschreiber went up a set and break in the 2nd game of the 2nd set and got a double break at 30 to seal the 2nd set 6-1. Kohlschreiber fended off both break points he faced. Fognini made 30 unforced errors including 7 double faults. I think I am still improving my game even with 35 years old. I think you are still able to improve. It was a very tough start, some big moments. High level, high intensity at the beginning. I survived these moments. I was able to make the break and I think it was important too. I don't know what happened to Fabio. He dropped a little bit, maybe he was injured. Then the match turned around a bit. He tried to overplay me on some points. I tried to keep the focus on myself, trying to be good on the court, positive and trying to do the best, said Schreiber. The German player, who won the Auckland title in 2008, will take on last year's Australian Open quarter-finalist Tennys Sandgren, who did not face a break point in his 6-3, 7-6, 7-5 win over Leonardo Mayer. Sandgren won 83% of his first serve points, fired 11 aces, and converted only one of his 8 break points. It's important because I have a lot of points falling off this month. I worked really hard last November and December to try and just put myself in a position to play well to start the year, and I am happy that's the case so far, said Sandgren. Jan-Lennard Struff battled past Pablo Carreño Busta 7-6, 7-5, 6-7, 6-8, 7-6, 9-7 in a 3-hour tussle. Struff sealed the first set on his 9th set point. In the third set tie-break, the German player saved a match point at 5-6 in the tie-break before converting his 6th match point. Great Britain's Cameron Norrie fended off all 4 break points in his 7-6, 7-3, 6-3 win over Taylor Fritz. Norrie reached 3 ATP semifinals last year, but he did not manage to win any of them. Andreas Seppi came back from a set down in his 4-6, 6-4, 6-4 win over 20-year-old Greek next-gen star Stefanos Tsitsipas to reach the semifinal in his 12th appearance at the Sydney International. The Italian 34-year-old veteran had already reached the semifinal in Sydney in 2006 and 2013. He will face Argentina's Diego Schwarzman, who beat Japanese qualifier Yoshihito Nishioka 6-1, 3-6, 7-6, 7-2-1. Seppi and Schwartzman will meet for the first time in their careers. Tsitsipas got the first break of the match in the 10th game to close out the first set 6-4. Seppi earned an early break in the first game and held his service game. The Italian player brought up 2 set points at 5-3, but he did not convert them. In the 10th game, Tsitsipas earned 3 break points at 0-40, but Seppi won 5 consecutive points to hold his service game for 6-4. Seppi saved 2 break points in the 8th game of the 3rd set, which would have given Tsitsipas the chance to serve for the match at 5-3. Seppi hit a cross-court forehand passing shot winner to break serve for 5-4 and served out the match at love in the next game. Seppi has advanced to the second week in 4 of his 6 appearances at the Australian Open in Melbourne. In 2015 he beat Roger Federer for the first time in their 13 head-to-head matches in the 3rd round of the Australian Open. 2 years later, Seppi saved 1 match point and recovered from 2 sets down to beat Nick Kyrgios in the 2nd round of the Australian Open. Last year he beat Ivo Karlovic 9-7 in the 5th set to reach the Australian Open 4th round for the 4th time in his career before losing to eventual semi-finalist Kyle Edmund. I always play my best tennis in Australia. I really enjoy playing here. It's great to be back here and in another semi-final. It was very important to start well in the 2nd set. I think it was very good to have early break, so I could play a little bit aggressive. It worked out in the end. Coming here from the cold weather in Colorado is a big difference, but I have acclimatized to Sydney heat. I enjoy playing in the heat. I don't mind. I am not as young anymore, so I can recover well and play another good match tomorrow, said Seppi.